It's a new season of Big Ten football, and with it comes familiar faces, new players and coaches, and a belief for each team in the conference that this is their year.
Looks like I'm back in my zone, punch back a blow, impeccable flow.
Big Ten football is the best of the best.
Big Ten football is tough.
This is the biggest stage, the biggest it gets. It's big time.
Today, CBS Sports brings you a story from inside every Big Ten program as the 2023 college football season gets underway.
My dream, my potential, my story.
This is CBS Sports Confidential, Big Ten Football 2023.
This is the big time. My dream, my potential, my story, confidential.
Ohio State is stacked at every position on the field, but at wideout, the Buckeyes are especially deep. Of the 4 1,000-yard receivers in the Big Ten last year, 2 of them, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Emeka Egbuka, lead what is potentially the country's best wide receiver room.
You know, we set out to create arguably the best room for receivers in America, and over the last 5-6 years, we've had a heck of a run of some great players.
Oh, good. Yeah, when I got here, it was kind of a crazy room. Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, Jackson Smith-Njigba. It's kind of crazy. I'm old now. I'm one of the old guys in the room.
I'm really practicing now for the next 5 months.
We didn't play much our freshman year, but you learn from the guys ahead of you, and they kind of pass the torch. And that's what happened with me and Marv, and I knew how hard it was going to be to play at Ohio State, and I felt like it would push my game to the next level.
The peer pressure, if you will, and the way they push each other is really what helped, launch this into a pretty special room.
Hey, Marv, be mindful if you have an idea of where you may go to get that ball in your outside hand.
We're at Ohio State for a reason. So if you come here as a receiver and you don't have the right mindset, then, kind of why are you here?
Perfect.
This group has the potential to be the best group that we've had. We're going to put forth the work and continue to grow the culture of excellence that's been developed by Ohio State receivers.
Thanks, Marvin. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'm gonna get my own chips. That's what I'm gonna have.
All right, let me get some Jimbos here. All right. Coffee with Grippos.
Here we go. You guys need to talk. All right, because all of a sudden you get a guy outside here. Again, he's really you two for you two. We're running off of him. When you guys talk, good things happen.
Coach Hart, he's capable of speaking to all the positions, and we're able to play at that high level because we're basically seeing the game as if we were quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks don't always see players. They feel colors, So the cleaner we can make it, the easier it is for the quarterback. That being said, Marv, I would say definitely no tighter than that.
Playing with Coach Hartline is fun. You learn a lot from him. He can just relate to us. Like, he's been in our position before. He's been an Ohio State receiver.
We talked about it last night. What did we say last night? What was my biggest message?
It's not about what you do, it's how you do it.
It's not about what you do, it's how you do it. There was no better correlation to that than having 2 groups on 2 different fields running the exact same plays and then comparing each player side by side. Like, we're all running the same plays. When these guys do it, it looks different. That's what we're chasing. Watch your peers. Challenge yourself mentally on, how do I look compared to him?
We're catching 400, 500 balls a day. I'm a person who's a competitor, and I always want to be the hardest worker, and they're the same way.
It's really great for us because, it's a bunch of dudes who love football. So while other dudes are out, maybe partying, whatever the case may be, we're out, at the facility, late nights, catching balls.
With the moon joint?
45? All right, cool.
It tracks the amount of balls that is fired through that. I don't know if there's anyone within a quarter of how many balls we catch versus anyone else in the country.
We look at a great shooter, Stephen Curry. I'm sure he probably shoots more shots than anybody else. I kind of take the same approach as a receiver and make sure I catch more passes than everybody else.
We want to be standing on podiums and competing for the highest of the highs. We have put in such good work. Any of the goals are absolutely a possibility.
You look at last year, I think we're one play away from having a totally different outcome. We have everything that we need to win a national championship this year, so I'm just looking forward to seeing what we can do this year.
Due west of Columbus, Ohio, the University of Illinois featured the #1 scoring defense in the country last season. And although they lost key pieces of their secondary to the NFL draft, two standout linemen, known together as the Law Firm, have returned for a chance to state their case for the defense one more time.
I was sitting in a staff meeting and I said Newton and Randolph have really kind of changed the way we play defense. And then I mentioned Newton and Randolph, that kind of sounds like a great law firm. And so I went into a Monday press conference and I said, well, we call them the law firm of Randolph and Newton.
I'm so glad you guys came back for another year, though.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys.
Yes, sir.
You know, the media just took it and ran with it. It's stuck, and we even got like NIL deals from it. People, you know, call us not by, you know, hey Keith, they're trying, hey law firm. You know, it's crazy, man.
I mean, now offensive linemen around the world coming up to us. Are we playing a law firm today? I mean, for people to recognize us as a dominant defensive line group is pretty cool.
I hope y'all make it.
Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, man. Trying to.
The law firm, baby. I want to be a part of the law firm. In the offseason, when they had a chance to go to NFL, we prayed for them to come back. They are beyond special, and they are everything you want in players. Without them, we don't go.
Say the law firm. Law firm. Great. Yeah.
All right, y'all, boy, this is what I saw. So I'm really looking at his stance, right? And you see how he opens up so fast, play it in slow-mo, Johnny. Opens up, boom. And I know he flaring out. So I put that left foot in the ground, you know, and just finished the play. You know, I'm an older guy now. Like, we lost the captain of our defense last year. So just step into that leadership role. I can give them valuable information that they can go on and they can take.
Like, this get-off ain't gonna get you no sack. A lot of pressures I could have had could have been sacks. Like how we be doing, like the 10-yard get-offs for warm-ups. That's what we need every time.
Yeah, my get-off could have been a whole lot better. So, yeah, there's always room for improvement.
You know, every special team that I've been a part of, it's always been player-led. They're using their leadership skills to help us get to where we want to go.
All right, y'all boys, good work today. Let's keep getting better. All right, let's get them this year. Let's go. I'm getting a line on D. D.
Line.
Johnny Newton and Keith Randolph are two of the best there is. Those guys in general set the tone for all of our players.
I'm taking a different approach this season. I know this year I got to be a leader. I feel like it starts now, doing summer workouts.
Last year, our defense was extremely special. We led the country in multiple categories across the board. That was just a byproduct of the culture that's been built here.
You know, a lot of people talk about Johnny and I, but I don't think people know, like, we got other guys who can flat out play football. At some point in time, they're gonna shock the world and show them that Illinois' defensive line is the best in the country.
The sky's the limit for the team this year. We have a lot of great players, a lot of returning players. I feel like we could be one of the best, if not the best teams in college football.
Break them down, Keith. Oh, you better. You got it. Good work today. Love you guys. 90 on me, 90 on 3. 1, 2, 3. 90.
The architect of Illinois' defense the last two seasons, 37-year-old Ryan Walters, who is now drawing up blueprints for Purdue. The first-time head coach inherits a program that reached the Big Ten title game last season. Success for the Boilermakers this year might rest on Walters' ability to transition from coordinator to head coach.
How this works is I just turn your mic on, I start recording. I mean, you know how to do it. I've seen your videos and stuff. Just be enthusiastic, be you.
I got you, man.
Whenever you're ready, it's rolling.
Hey, this is Ryan Walters, head coach of Purdue football. You're listening to Z96.5.
Perfect.
Coach Walters here, reminding you to tune in to Purdue football this Saturday on Z96.5.
I didn't know you were going to knock them all out that quick.
One take Drake.
Well, that's right, baby. That's it.
The programs that I've seen fail is when guys at the top try to be something they thought they should be. But, you know, I'm not Nick Saban, so I can't try to emulate Nick Saban.
Now turn left onto Indiana 26.
As long as I can be myself, you know, then I'll be able to live with the results.
Can I get an autograph?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, absolutely. You know, you go from a position coach where you're just kind of worried about your position. And now as a head coach, it's definitely taking some getting used to, just being like recognized out in public.
Since he's been here, this has probably been the best experience that I've had in college up to this point.
There you go.
Hey, thanks, guys.
He's a very approachable guy. Everybody gets along with him, and we're really glad to have him as our head coach.
Get you to take the picture where it's your selfie, but it gets us in the picture,
Let's go,
too.
let's do it. So I can't see myself, though.
It'll show you.
I got you.
When you got a young head coach, he's cool enough where they can go and have conversations with him. If you see the relationships that are being built and how fast they're being built, like it's something that's kind of incredible.
No way.
So I stayed at the Union Hotel, and one of the workers there just gave me was like, here, we got made some custom forces for you. But they're good talking points too, like you get recruits coming in, this is like the closing room, you know. So just kind of have them out just to break the ice a little bit.
It helps that he doesn't have like, hey, this is the book on how to be a head football coach. You know what I mean? He has new, fresh ideas, and because of that, it's a fun program to be in right now.
Yeah. Let's go get it.
I brag so much because I am so much. Next day first, but I'm not to touch. You ain't talking about me.
He's been preparing for this moment for the last 10 years of his career. It's been fun to watch him kind of take the reins of this new position and see what he did with it as a coordinator and just take that into the whole team.
You the warrior or the prince today? Which one is you today?
You can tell he was a player before, like he's confident in everything he does.
Aaron Rodgers in this thing.
And that trickles down to the staff, that trickles down to us as players. You really don't notice that it's his first time being a head coach.
Good, that was beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If you knew what was inside my head, you'd be like, man, this dude's a cocky, arrogant, you know, all of the above. I'm not afraid of anybody on the schedule. I don't think anybody in the locker room is afraid of anybody on the schedule. This isn't a rebuild. They just came off of winning this side of the conference and playing in a championship game. I think everybody will be happy with what's going on Saturdays if we do what we're capable of doing. Let's go, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Corners on three. 1, 2, 3.
It's been 26 years since legendary coach Tom Osborne led Nebraska to its last national title. This season, the Huskers hope their path back to success begins with the hiring of head coach Matt Rule, who looks to rebuild another college football program after a brief stint in the NFL.
It feels great to be back coaching college football. This team has welcomed us in with open arms. They want to win, and we want to compete for championships. We want to be relevant. But before you can do all those things, what's really important is getting everyone on the same page. We're trying to establish a culture here of spending time together. We're as intentional about that as anything else that we're doing right now. I'll trust you.
Like a lot of teams, you see their football coach, as soon as you walk in the building, everybody be quiet. We still carry that same respect with Coach Rule, but you actually see everybody like embracing him like one of us.
Let me see your hand, Coach.
In order for us to be a winning team this season, we got to build that connection between one another.
You don't have I just think it's really important that they see me in a different light, that I see them in a different light. Those small touches, those small connections would pay huge dividends. Hey guys, obviously we have talked over the last couple weeks now. We have talked about what? We've talked about ownership. Yes? We've talked about ownership, guys. We've talked about the fear of failure and overcoming the fear of failure, guys. We have talked about what we want people to remember us for when they play us. Yes? Okay, what it takes to win. So whose team is it for the rest of the summer? It's yours. It's yours. And now it becomes your team, your standards, your results.
You know, I was skeptical. Obviously, we all were. But he is one of the best leaders I've gotten to know.
Get out, get out, get out! Now slow down. Control your breathing. You gotta work at it, yes? Remember? I think coaching in the NFL taught me a lot. Those skills of building a team, they're as sharp as they ever have been. And I wouldn't be the coach I am right now had I not gone through something as hard as what I went through in Carolina. Guys, I wanna see your outside arm here. Because this is gonna do what with me? It's gonna flip my hips here. Yes, not here, where I'm reaching. Use your outside arm to flip your hips to the last bit, yes?
When Nebraska was successful in the 90s and winning national championships, they were one of the tougher teams in the country. They had a brotherhood. He's just bringing back the essence of what Nebraska football is supposed to be.
Get off! Point your toe!
He knows what it takes. He's done it before at Baylor. He's done it before at Temple. There's no doubt in my mind that he'll get it turned around.
I think when you're trying to rebuild a program, there are stages that you have to go through. But so far, this team has embraced everything that we're asking them to do. Campus has, the university has, the state has. I think everybody's excited about Nebraska football and the direction we're headed.
Another program heading in a new direction with a new coach is Wisconsin. For decades, the Badgers have been known for their ground and pound style of football. But after finishing 91st in total offense last year, it was time for a change. Enter head coach Luke Fickell and offensive coordinator Phil Longo, who started installing the air raid offense for the Badgers last spring.
If I got outside leverage, I'm in the slot. I got perimeter coming my way. Make sure we're arcing. Make sure we get into that play side armpit.
When you're learning a new offense, there's a bunch that goes into it. The first thing you're trying to do is learn the formations and the terminology, the play calling system. But it is kind of implementing what you've known and seeing how it fits within the offense.
Right, go be aggressive. All right, go strike, get in good body position and use your hands. Question?
Coach Longo's offense, known as the air raid, when you hear that, especially as a running back, you're like, hold on a second.
I think the misconception with the air raid offense is the minute you hear air raid, you think that lends to throwing the football.
You can pass the football, but you're not solely dependent upon your passing game.
Even here, versus man, I don't think you really gain much by going out there.
The air raid, it's basically take what you get. We're gonna throw over the top. We're gonna take you deep when we can. If you give us a great run angle or a great run play, we're gonna run the ball. It's a very high tempo, so for Wisconsin fans, it's gonna look a lot different than maybe our offense has in the past. We're not gonna be huddling anymore. We're gonna be sprinting to the line, sprinting all over.
It's always been a fairly balanced deal. There's going to be an emphasis on both sides, and that's not going to change here at Wisconsin.
All right, let's go. Just make sure we're back there. We got punt back there. Make sure we're getting catches. Get your cover on the deal, but we actually punting them today, so I want to see y'all catching balls.
Drop, bad drop, right. Gotta run. There you go.
Just the tempo is something you have to get used to as an offensive lineman. Every play, we have guys chasing down the ball, and that's a big thing Coach Fickell emphasizes, being one of those elite athletes that can do all that. It spreads the defense out, which obviously creates lighter boxes. I'm excited to play in it.
Here's the start of the season, and this is where we need to be. And so we've got to push our guys to close that gap.
You got to beat your time. There's a reason why we do this, right? Especially in our own house, on our side. So let's lock in, let's attack that, get you in, get a quick lift, pop, and then let's get out.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2 feet when you come back down.
Every year is unique, but your first year is so critical because when there's new, there's always that little doubt in the back of the head.
I'm a Wisconsin kid, so everybody's super excited for the new style of offense that we have, and it's definitely fun to watch and can put up a lot of points.
If I was born to be a winner, then I'ma grow up to be a go-getter. Blood, sweat, and tears written in the Plexi Kings, 1 in a million, the billions ahead.
I want to put these players in a good position so that it really is going to come down to their ability, and we'll see where that goes.
Unlike Nebraska and Wisconsin, the coaching change at Northwestern took place just 2 weeks before the start of fall camp.
We begin tonight with breaking news. Coach Pat Fitzgerald gets fired.
This comes after allegations of hazing and player mistreatment surfaced. Fitzgerald was initially suspended for 2 weeks without pay before more allegations surfaced.
It's a huge learning moment for everyone involved, and your heart goes out to anybody that was victimized.
On July 14th, David Braun, who joined Northwestern back in January as defensive coordinator, was given the additional responsibility of interim head coach of the Wildcats, the first head coaching job of his career.
I'm honored to lead this group moving forward.
None of this is easy moving forward, but this is where the team comes together. Let's go, on the move, baby, let's go. Stepping into the role as interim head coach has been
been a whirlwind. I envisioned becoming a head coach at some point in my career, but certainly not now and certainly not like this. But still feel very, very fortunate to be at Northwestern, to be with this group of young men and to be coaching in the Big Ten.
Coach Braun is probably one of the most passionate guys and coaches you'll probably ever meet.
Bend your knees! Bend your knees!
I think he was ready for this opportunity, and he hit the ground running. He's done an amazing job.
Come on, Caleb! Stack him, Caleb! Good! Nice job, Caleb!
I think our players are handling, this attention really well. Does the attention have the ability to be a distraction? Absolutely it does. Has it been at times? No question.
It's been a really frustrating time for a lot of people. We're gonna accept everything that comes our way, and we're gonna make it our absolute mission to be back in the Big Ten championship and find a way to win games.
The leadership on this team and the character of this team in really difficult times just continues to really shine through.
This is where we start to come into our own, man.
Do we understand that the odds are against us? Yes. Do we feel like we have a group that has galvanized and come together in a really unique way through some really difficult times? Absolutely. But I really envision this team finding ways to win a bunch of close games this year, and it's going to be something really meaningful because I'm going to be doing it with a group of people that I deeply care about and really believe in.
I like it! We're starting to get it! Great job, man! That's big time!
The biggest story in Maryland football this season is the return of quarterback Talia Tungavailoa, who turned down transfer offers and the NFL draft for a fourth season with the Terps. Instead, he chose the comfort of head coach Mike Locksley's offense, the same system that Locksley and Talia's older brother Tua ran all the way to a national championship at Alabama.
Leah, what's up, bro? I got the 7-on-7 from last night. Let's just go through it. When we watch practice, typically, say I'm kind of the sensei. I give you the cheat code. The thing I would tell you to do is speed up your footwork. It's big one, quick 2-3 hitch, step with your back foot, and then just deliver the ball.
Me and Coach Locks, obviously we have a good relationship. I think it's important for the head coach and the quarterback to be locked in together.
This type of ball got to be where?
Outside, on his numbers.
On his numbers outside, but also give him a chance to catch, square up, and run. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We've had a strong relationship with the Tungavailoa family. We were really fortunate that they felt we had the necessary things in place to allow Talia to develop. When they're this wide open, throw that thing with confidence. Don't aim it. It's almost like he's so wide open, it's like you're afraid to throw the ball. Just cut it loose, man. This is your team, and you need to continue to lead by example.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Coach.
We go, Terp starts, here we go. From the time Talia got here, within 3 years, he's broken every record of every quarterback that's played here. Guys like Boomer Esiason, Frank Reich, Neil O'Donnell, these guys who all played at the next level. Do the work.
I had to sit down and talk with my parents about whether or not I'm gonna come back or declare for the draft.
Lock that thing up high and tight.
For me, I just feel like I had another opportunity to try to get better.
Just stay back. Keep your feet going there, don't come up. This year, the goal is to take advantage down the field with the deep ball accuracy. Rhythm, balance, accuracy. The right throwing guys open, and I expect to see him take the next step from that standpoint.
When I came here with Coach Locks, he had a vision for us to win a Big Ten championship. I feel like it's unfinished business, and I have one more opportunity to do it.
Let's do it.
While Maryland will benefit from continuity, Indiana is embracing change, bringing in the top-ranked transfer class in the Big Ten this season. If the Hoosiers are going to win their first bowl game since 1991, they'll need everyone to gel quickly.
We lost a lot of guys that graduated and been here for several years, and so we've had 24 guys come in, which is a large number.
I think what's unique about our transfer class is every single room on defense has a transfer in it. So defensive tackle, defensive end, linebacker, safety, and corners.
What attracted me to Indiana was Coach Tom Allen, and then honestly just everybody down to the training room as well was just love. It's just always been a dream of mine growing up to be able to play in the Big Ten.
I think when you bring in new guys to your team, is you want to have that foundation of guys say, hey, this is how we do things here.
Our team captain on defense and signal caller is Aaron Casey, who I refer to as Ace.
He's a guy that played a lot of football for us here, 6-year senior. He understands and believes in the culture we built here.
Some of the guys coming out the portal, it does kind of feel like a new team. At the end of the day, it's the same culture and same team. Marcus, you ever play O-line? Like high school, middle school? I'm saying Little League.
I played O-line. The first position I ever played was center. I was the only one that could get the ball back to the quarterback.
I definitely didn't expect to walk into a team of so many transfers, but it's definitely paid off being exposed to guys from so many different schools, and it's been really enjoyable, like getting to know them.
Hey, JMF, you always played linebacker when you started, though?
No. So I was a kicker.
Nah.
I played soccer like up until...
What you start off as, like your first position?
Kicker.
All gas, no brakes. Separate the real from the fake. I'ma keep it real in the day. All gas, no brakes. I can make a meal in the day. Trap until I find me a way. All gas, no.
Sharpen each other. Sharpen each other. Woo! Gotta have that head on a swivel.
We have a chip on our shoulder. We want to prove to people that we could be competing for a Big Ten title.
Finish on top during this drill.
It's a blessing to be able to come to the Big Ten and week 1 open up with Ohio State, showing everybody that, you know, we're here and we're legit.
Good footwork. Finish. Knock it back. Good job. Wait, accelerate your feet on contact.
This is the best team that I've been on, and I've heard that this is the best team we've seen in Indiana for some years too, so I think the sky's the limit for us.
All gas, no brakes. I can make a meal in a day. Trap until I find me a way. All gas, no brakes.
We just want to break through and show teams who the Hoosiers really are.
3-minute break. 3-minute break.
This season, Penn State will be starting a new quarterback for the first time in 4 years. But whoever lines up under center will be well protected by left tackle Olu Fashanu. A projected top 10 NFL draft pick last season, Olu returned to Happy Valley to finish his degree and make a run at a national title.
He's as good as I've been around. In the NFL, they're looking for consistency. There's a lot of guys that show flashes of brilliance, and who can do it on a consistent basis? That's Olu.
Olu is the best in the country, and quite frankly, he's unstoppable.
He's just a competitor, doesn't like losing. He rarely does, so you don't see him doing that too much, but he's one of the best to ever play here.
I like to watch film at least during the summer, a couple hours a week. There's nothing really specific I try to look for, but staying consistent with like looking at what the game looks like, in my view, I think that really helps me.
When you told me you were coming back, I said, okay. I said, that's okay. That's okay. Now the trash is gonna get taken out more. This is good. We'll be able to divvy up the chores. It'll be good.
What do you mean divide? You don't do anything.
He said he almost did a flip when he heard the news.
Every GM, every scout I talked to pretty much said he was gonna be a first-round draft choice. So I met with Olu and his family. I said, hey, Olu, from all the information I'm getting, you should leave. And Olu's mom said, thank you, Coach. We appreciate your opinion, but Olu's not going anywhere. And Olu kind of said, Coach, I kind of always planned on being here 4 years.
With the way we ended last year, we were able to cap it off in a good way with the win at the Rose Bowl, but with the current roster we have going into this year, we feel like we can go a lot further than that.
You don't see too many guys walking away from, that dollar sign. For a second, you're like, whoa, what's going on? But, Olu made the right decision for himself.
I'm about to do it real big. I hope that you're ready for what's to come. I stay motivated. I know that I'm great as competing.
You ain't set, you got no shot.
The biggest thing is he's coming back and fulfilling that leadership role we need on the offensive line. He's the glue that keeps us together. It's really important when you got a left tackle over there that plays like him, and especially for that new quarterback, no matter who it is, they're not really worried about that left side of the line because we got Olu over there.
Let's burn this last one out now. Let's go. Let's go. Gotta have a great finish.
Something just feels a lot different than last year. Everyone on the team, including myself, is extremely hungry to just get back out there.
Come on, big guy. Come on, big guy.
Confidential.
220 miles east of Penn State, the key for Rutgers to improving its offensive line is not a player, but a coach. Pat Flaherty is back to run the Scarlet Knights' offensive line and brings 20 years of NFL experience with him.
This is Super Bowl 46, as part of the New York Giants Super Bowl 42 and 46. I kind of wear this around because hardly anybody ever saw a Super Bowl ring.
Got everybody, men? Combination blocks begin with the first step. Trust your footwork, okay? Gain ground with your first and second step. Generate power through speed. All right, accelerate and take them back where they came from.
Well, I've made a big circle in my profession. I was here in the 80s with Dick Anderson and then entered the NFL in the year 2000.
They're gonna mix it up and so forth, so you gotta protect one another, man. It's what we do in this room, take care of one another.
But what really brought me back was Greg Schiano.
Flat's as experienced an O-line coach as you're gonna find, right? He's coached in the league for over 20 years. He coached college football. I actually was his graduate assistant back in 1989, I guess it was. So he's just a quality human being and a great football coach.
Let's go. Come the ball out. Let's go. Let's see who's in the play today. Sit up.
Coaching for the Giants, winning Super Bowls, this is so amazing to have somebody giving you just knowledge about the game.
Fellas, that's not a Big Ten field, gentlemen. Next two, let's go.
You're getting coached by the best of the best and a legend in the profession.
No size, let go through it. Trust your technique and go through it.
He's on everybody, but we all know it comes from a deep down in his heart how much he wants us to win.
This season is a pivotal season for us to really drive home the culture and make Rutgers a great place to play football.
The offensive line is really the engine of the team, and it takes cohesion for our offensive line to work well together. We have to play 5 as one.
The Big Ten is definitely a league of the lines, the O-line and D-line, and it's great battles that go on every week in the Big Ten. I think we're getting better. I can see it right in front of my very eyes. We're getting them where they need to be able to perform against Big Ten defensive lines.
At the University of Minnesota, their experience on offense runs deep, where 2 super seniors are continuing unusually long careers. The Golden Gophers hope that with experience comes excellence and a shot at their first Big Ten title since 1967.
All of our players right here, they started at a little kids camp.
I've been coaching at the University of Minnesota now for 7 years. There's one guy that has actually been here the longest. That would be Chris Altman-Bell.
He loves school so much, he keeps going back. This is his 7-year project.
I came in as a young knucklehead who didn't know his head from his butt, but I grew up so much with this culture here in Minnesota.
Chris has been here a year longer than me. He's one of my best friends. Being able to come back and be with him for our last year is super special to me.
The community has really rallied behind these guys because they've been able to share who they are as people, not just as number 7, not just as number 88, not just as a tight end or a wide receiver. And I think that's what Minnesota loves. There's so much substance to both young men. They're great personalities. Brevin, he's got a future in broadcasting. I mean, he's got the Brevin's Barbershop.
All right, here we go. What's up, Gopher fans? We're back with another episode of Brevin's Barbershop. We're just gonna ask some questions and get to know you a little bit more.
Let's do it.
I started Brevin's Barbershop last August. It's our team show that we kind of made. You know how this goes. It's gonna be something smooth. If you could choose a lifetime supply of one thing, what would you pick?
Can it be like shoes, just shoes in general? Ribeye steaks.
Ribeye steaks is crazy. I'm sure the people will be in the comments.
It's just a little barbershop segment. It's super cool, so I hope I can get a haircut this time.
Oh. Let me cut your hair, bro. I'll see you out there today.
All right, bro.
Those two are incredible leaders on and off the field. They used to be the mentees, now they're the mentors.
Just us being the older guys, we just tell young guys all the time that, you guys can lean on us and talk to us whenever you need because we've been through what you guys are going through.
I'll let the world know about you.
Wherever I can help in any way, whether it's my teammates or our coaching staff, I'm willing to do that.
Brevin stepped into his role and never looked back. He's going to have a huge year this year, I think. He's going to be the focal point of our offense. And then same thing with Chris Ottman-Bell. I mean, he looks really good right now. Those two are the faces of our program, and they're going to make this football team better.
While Minnesota relies on the brother-like bond of their super seniors, Michigan State is looking to a pair of actual brothers to provide a spark to a Spartans team that went 5-7 last season. Jaron Mangum has returned home through the transfer portal to play his final season with his younger brother, Jaden.
I met the Mangum family in 2019 when I became the head coach of Colorado. Jaron was one of my first recruits.
And I'm excited, man. Can't wait to see the fam.
That line, I can't wait to see all of that.
I just love the fact that I'm able to come down and hop in the car and come and see my fam, you know, and see y'all. Because normally I would have to get on the airplane, buy a ticket, you know what I'm saying, and do all of that just to come and see the fam.
I was heavily recruited out of high school from Michigan State. I kind of disappointed a lot of fans whenever I chose to go to University of Colorado. But now I'm back home with Coach Tucker and my little brother on my same team.
What's up, Bentley?
What up, Bentley?
What up? Hey!
I've always wanted to play with him in high school. I didn't get the chance, but now we're at the next level, so I can't wait.
Jaden.
What's going on, man?
What?
Yeah. What's going on?
What up, Bentley? Huh?
When y'all gonna get him the Uno jersey?
We'll get it to him before the season starts. He got to represent the right way, you know.
You gotta get the right number.
Everybody rocks Uno.
Yeah.
What do you think, Granny? Since you started all of this.
Yes, I started all of this. Everywhere I go, I always talk. I got 2 grandsons that go to Michigan State. They're both number 1s. One's on defense, one's on offense. The Mangum brothers. That's who we look out for, the Mangum brothers.
This is a mini man cave, as they say, for my boys and everything that they've kind of accomplished from youth football all the way up to college football. What you see going around the table is just some of the jerseys that we've accumulated over the years. We can't wait to add the Michigan State jersey.
Coach Tuck coming here played a big part, and Jaron coming back here, so that was a great thing for us.
Mel Tucker played a huge part, but playing with my little brother, that's a one-in-a-lifetime experience, especially playing in the woodshed in front of all of those fans.
Seeing them run out the tunnel together is going to be the greatest feeling in the world.
Put your jersey on, Skinny Mangum. Game rep. Remember, Mangum, pile up on finish. All the way through. Game rep. Get your game rep in.
My brother's a beast. He's going to go crazy this year. I can't wait for him to show out on the field, and I can't wait to be alongside him.
Speed! Finish! Good job, Mangum.
Obviously, when we step on the field, our expectation is to win. But we just want to reach our full potential. That's our goal.
We're ready to take this field as a family, not just as a team.
They're both going to have significant roles. Jaden, even as a true freshman, started some games for us. We have a lot of competition at the running back position, but Jaron's got an opportunity to create a role for himself there.
Right now, game rep, right now. Full speed, all you got, all you got.
Coming out the tunnel for the first time, I feel like it's going to be a very special moment, especially for my little brother, and then be able to look in the stands and see all of our family together to watch us play.
I want number 1. I want number 1.
Over the years, the University of Iowa has been known to produce elite talent at the tight end position. And in pursuit of a Big Ten championship, this year's crop of players look to live up to that reputation.
Whenever I tell anyone I play tight end, the first thing they say is, oh, that's a great place, it's tight end U. It's a cool thing.
I would just use the heck out of the tight ends. It's like tight end heaven.
I converted to tight end. I was mainly a receiver and kind of an outside linebacker, so I almost felt just lucky to be chosen, honestly.
I think we've been very fortunate here at the University of Iowa with the lineage of tight ends.
Jonathan Hayes, Marv Cook, Dallas Clark,
Brad Herman,
George Kittle.
and at that time, Henry Krieger-Coble was playing opposite of George Kittle, was a really good football player for us.
TJ Hawkinson, Noah Fant, Sam Laporta. It's a great list of guys, and it's been a long tradition.
One, two, three, close!
One of the biggest traditions, I think, in all of college football is the wave. At the end of every first quarter, we get to wave up there to the kids in the hospital. It's a really cool and humbling experience, in my opinion.
So we're headed up to level 11. We have kids up there who have different types of cancer, different blood disorders like sickle cell.
Just being able to let them know that we're thinking about them and the situation that they're in, literally fighting for life. It's bigger than sports, bigger than a game.
You get a new perspective on everything and just shows you who the real warriors are, in my opinion. The kids up there are really going through it. They're stronger than anyone I know.
Awesome. Yeah. Those are what we wear. And we could sign that for you if you want us to.
That would be nice.
Okay, we'll do that once you're finished. Yeah, we'll grab it. Nice little hat. Yeah. There you go. Looks good. That's pretty cool.
The first thing we talk about here is winning a Big Ten championship. But part of striving to be a championship level program is we also like to see this 2023 version of Iowa football be the best possible version that can be.
I think this is the best tight ends room in the Big Ten and even the country.
The guys that we have this year, they're big people and they're big targets. So there should always be a place to throw the football.
Everyone is excited. I think that we're just going to go out there and do the best we can and give the offense the most that we have.
I'm very confident in our offensive play this year. Like, I just feel like we're gonna go out and just dominate.
Iowa might be tight in you, but in Ann Arbor, Michigan's running back room could be the best in the country.
We got BC here. What you need from your boy?
We'll have you sitting right there.
You already did yours down?
Yeah, I just finished.
I'm sitting down.
You're sitting down, yeah.
With Coach Harbaugh serving a self-imposed suspension for the first 3 games, the Wolverines will lean on Heisman hopeful Blake Corum and dual threat Donovan Edwards to carry the load.
So you need two good running backs, and we're 2 great ones.
And action. 2, 3. Action. Nice. And
With me and him. Oh, y'all better watch out.
right here.
Blake told me that he was coming back for his 4th year, like 2 hours before he announced it. I'm happy that he's back because we have such a good relationship, like off the field. It makes us better on the football field together. He ain't wear a visor all season last year, so it looked good. And all the stickers bro got too. That's legendary, but the visor is back, so y'all better watch out. He ain't have a visor on all last year.
Well, I didn't bring it out this year, bro.
If you could name a running back duo that's better than us, I challenge you. Once I got injured last year, he had to step up to the plate, and he was ready for the moment. You know, we want each other to both be successful. That's what team is about, and that's what Michigan is about, and that's what we're doing.
You talk about 2 guys can start for any team in the country, and they both want to be on the field at all times. So they compete for every situation. Blake makes Donovan better. Donovan makes Blake better.
They're both on each other's hype squad, you know, daily, weekly, you know, in the games, in the practices. The kind of enthusiasm that they give off, you can't help but have it rub off.
One of the biggest key roles in offense having a successful year is those 2 guys right there. If they are on their A game, I know the offense is going to be on their A game no matter what. It all goes down to them.
Go ahead, hit that thing. Bring it down slow, halfway. Oh.
They're the best duo in the country, probably one of the best duos that I've ever been around. We're going to try to keep it as even as possible for both, use their talents, and whatever we need to do to win each game, that's what we're going to do.
Come on, man. Ain't nobody doing it like me and BC are.
Go.
I believe that if we win the game or how far we can take it, it's on the running backs.
We move as the running backs move. We are Michigan, and we run the ball.
2, 1, up.
we definitely push each other, and a lot of people say iron sharpens iron. That's what we are. The end goal is to win the national championship. If we don't win the national championship, we didn't have a successful season. That's the way I view it, and I believe we'll do it.
We ain't doing their work out.
Each of the 14 Big Ten teams has a story, but how their story unfolds has not yet been written. This season, the Big Ten could feature the next breakout star, the next Heisman Trophy winner, or even the next national champion. And with the conference adding new teams next year, it only gets more challenging from here.
Gotta feel like man. That hinge!
It's up to these coaches and these players to make it happen. Now, it's time for Big Ten football.
Marker.
That'll make the show.
It's weird riding in the car. It's silent. And usually the music is blasting right now. Great.
Sorry.
Hey, you can't use all this stuff. Thank you guys so much.
Well, yeah, good stuff.
Right on.